Hey guys, Jaws of Shark Reviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Rise of the Beasts Apelinq. So here he is in his Robo Gorilla alt mode, and yeah, now before we take a look at Apelinq himself, let's get a look at his packaging. So here it is. You get a render here of Apelinq looking totally happy. 118 Studio Series Apelinq Transformers. And this is how I found it when I found the store. I found this guy like about a month ago at a nearby Target, and it was damaged right here, but it's fine. It's all cool. It's not like I'm gonna keep the box anyways. You get the Transformers Rise of the Beast logo. On this side, 118 Studio Series. You get Apelinq there, smiling at us. Nah, he's not really smiling, but yeah. Leader Class. On this side, you get that same shot of Apelinq right there, spraying happiness and joy. And on the back, big screen inspired. The name of the backdrop he comes with is Jungle Planet Fight, which is basically the opening scene of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. And then we got some renders here. Here he is in robot mode, monkey mode, 34 steps to convert. Now close shot here of the transwarp key. Even gives like a little bio here. And all this right down here. And finally, here's the bottom of the box, the most interesting part. Not really. And that's it for the packaging. So let's bring Apelinq right back onto the main review table. So, yeah, as previously stated, I got him like 3-4 weeks ago. I think even longer than that. It was like, I think it was like the second weekend of January. I forgot though. My memory's not that great. But it was at least a month ago. But yeah, so here he is right here. And for those who don't know who Apelinq is, probably a lot of people are confused. For those who saw the movie, he was the original Maximal leader before Optimus Primal. And, but he decided to stay on the planet that the Maximals were on in the film, to sort of distract Scourge, who came on the planet, to find the transwarp key, which they had. He decided, to distract him so that way the other 4 Maximals could get away. And unfortunately, he died in the process, but it was successful in the end. The whole plan was successful. It was just he inevitably perished pretty brutally too. I mean, he was like, there's a giant wound from his around his chest to his right arm. I mean, it was insane. But yeah. So anyways, let's get a close-up look right here. And yes, this is a heavy retool of the Optimus Primal that we got about a year or so ago. And yeah, very nice. So it's pretty similar to Primal's head sculpt. He kind of has almost like a gladiator helmet sort of look, which I think is pretty cool. And he's got orange eyes and a little more, of a lighter gray. So yeah, he's got all new shoulder pads. Here's one of them, and they continue, the style they have for the other Studio Series Maximals, and has the little scuffing printing right there. I think that looks really nice. I think that might be paint actually. And they continue that on this one. The shoulder pad is different. This has a Maximal logo on it, which is infamously the one that Scourge ripped off at the beginning of the film, because that's what he does. Whenever he kills an Autobot, Maximal, Decepticon, whomever, he rips off their faction logo and then tattoos it onto somewhere on his body as like a trophy of sorts. Here he is from up above. Here he is down beneath. And yeah, really nice. I mean, it looks kind of weird here, especially with the legs, but this is the official way for him to get into this four leg stance. So yeah, but pretty nice overall. So yeah, posability. Head is on the ball joint. You know, you can tilt it around. You get the most movement though if you like move it down like this. Then you'll get a little more posability there. Shoulders. Oop, that was meant to happen. Shoulders do rotate a full 360 degrees, and you can move them outwards this much. You can even bring up the shoulder pads to get just a little more movement. Biceps do swivel, bend at the elbow, wrists swivel, and he's even got finger movements here, but you only get 2 different points of articulation here. So you get one for his index and middle fingers, and then you get one for his ring and pinky finger. So, and nothing for the thumb is stuck there. So yeah, but it's still cool. You get some movement. Nothing really for the waist. I mean, it's there, but it's mostly for robot mode, because in alt mode here it's hindered because of how this is all designed. The legs can kick back and forth, and you can get outward movement this far. And the feet can move up and down. And I guess while we're at it, let's get this guy into his 2-leg stance mode. The one that looks a lot better than this. So yeah, without further ado, let's get it on. So it's a really tricky transformation. Well, not really transformation, but it's a really tricky configuration. It's so hard. So let's start off right here. Bring down the head and flip down the feet. And yeah, wow, that took a lot of sweat to get accomplished. But yeah, so now here you guys have Apelinq in this position. So now he's just using his hind legs. And yeah, you can tell it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than him on all fours. I mean, especially with the legs here. I mean, it kind of looked odd just to have like this like that, and then you see the foot slapped right on. But in this configuration, it looks much better, I'd say. I mean, the legs still look a little funky, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, everything's still pretty much the same. I don't think we got a close look here at the chest. Here it is. Again, scuffing was really nice. I don't know if I showed this all up close before, but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, and you don't get any ankle pivots, by the way. But yeah, so there you have that. Now for accessories, he does come with his these two blades right here, and that's in place of the swords that came with Optimus Primal. But you're wondering, okay, so wait, why are you showing off the accessories here in alt mode Jaws? Well, here's why. So as you can see, there's a tab right here. Now it comes packaged like this, I think, but you have to fold these in like that. And there's a hole right here, and you just want to attach it right there, and just do the same thing on this side. You just plug that right in, and there we go. So what's significant about these are the blades he used like right as he was getting prepared to take on Scourge by himself. He was on all fours. You know, we saw him kind of like this one came out and then this one sprang out. So it's kind of cool. That's really the main usage of these. You know, here for the alt mode, but don't worry, you can still use them in robot mode. But you know, it looks better like this. But yeah, we'll just take those off. He does come with these 2 like chain link pieces, which are very similar to the ones that came with Optimus Primal, although they are in a different shade of gray. And yeah, this is Primal's right here. I just have it all kind of combined together, but it's same sculpting, just different shade of gray. And yeah, so you could put these together, and then you could attach the blades too in there, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So there's that, and last but not least, he does come with the Transwarp Key, which was the MacGuffin for Rise of the Beasts, which is pretty typical of a lot of the live-action movies. There's usually a MacGuffin in there. The 07 film, it was the All-Spark Cube. Revenge of the Fallen, it was the Matrix. Dark of the Moon, the Pillars. And then Age of Extinction, I think, was like the Seeds or something. I forgot. I don't even remember what it was in the last 9. Bumblebee didn't really have one, and then now Rise of the Beast had the Transwarp Key, which could, basically bring any planet into another's orbit, which in this case, in this movie, would have been Unicron. That was the whole goal for the Terracons. They wanted to bring Unicron to Earth, eat it, because, he devours on planets. So initially when I got this guy, it's like, okay, what's the point of this? Why they just have like an all-orange Transwarp Key? Because this is the one we got with Optimus Primal. But I rewatched the movie, actually, like about a week after I got this guy, and this is actually how it looked when they're on the planet, like when he gave it to Optimus Primal. It was kind of like this sort of all-orange color, but then later on, I think it was like all crystal or something. It wasn't like, it didn't have like this weird mechanical shell. That's just because it's a lazy repaint of this right here, this one. But no, this is how it looked on the planet, and then millions of years later, when it was found, both parts were found, it looked like this. So I guess that's a justifiable reason for giving this guy a Transwarp Key. And just like with the one that came with Primal, you can still split these apart, and they are actually painted on gray plastic. Why is this focusing so awful? Yeah. There is that. But yeah, you can give it to him. Maybe just reattach this. Yeah, you can hold it in his hands, kind of loosely, sort of. But he has it. He's got the Transwarp Key, so if you missed on Primal somehow, even though it's a shelf warmer at Target, this is your second chance. So, yeah, that is pretty much it there for Gorilla Mode, except for one last thing, of course. And that is the alt mode size comparison. So, let's get right into that now. Starting off, here is with the other Maximal that died in the movie. Spoiler alert, even though the movie's like 2 years old now, so who cares? Here is with a Razor. Here he is with Rhinox, and these guys do technically share the same voice actor. The only reason I say technically is because Rhinox in the final film didn't have any lines, but the voice actor he was supposed to have was David Sobolov. I think he did like some cut audio or something, voice lines for Rhinox. But Dave also voiced Apelinq and Battletrap as well. So, if they kept Rhinox's lines in the movies, like in the movie, he would have had like 3 voice roles. Here he is with Cheetor. And last but not least, the only comparison here that truly matters is Optimus Primal. So yeah, there's a lot they did keep sculpt-wise the same, but, definitely a lighter gray compared to this guy. And lots more silver, like a ton more silver. Oh, man. Fell over. But yeah. There they are, right next to each other. So the old Maximal layer and the new one. So that is pretty much it there for the alt mode size comparison. So let's get right down to the transformation. Starting off, you just want to attach the leg piece right here, And then next is flip down the toes here for the feet, the robot feet I should say. And then you're just going to kind of move this up right here and just straighten that all out. And after that, just flip up the pads. I don't think I got quite everything in here. There we go. Now it's all straightened out. So this tab here should go in that slot. If I can, of course, get it in there. There we go. That should do it. And same thing on this side. It's a bit of a fiddly transformation. Same thing for Primal, is kind of like this. Alright, there we go. So now we got the legs all done. I'd say that's the hardest part of the transformation. Oh, and by the way, there's heel spurs here too. Almost forgot to flip out. Yeah, I'll just do this off camera. Alright, so I got those flipped out. They're painting you where to try to flip out, but it's possible. So next, just flip down the forearm pad things right here. And then next, just bring out this piece to kind of give some clearance. And also flip up this piece. And you're just going to bring this all around right here. Maybe not like that. I forgot, I think you have to swivel this around and then maybe it'll fit. There you go. That might do it. I can't guarantee it, but I might do it. This might actually be the trickiest part of the transformation, just trying to get this hand to stay in. Here, let me go off camera again and try to figure it out. Alright, so I gotta figure out on this side, like, even though I've transformed this guy in Primal quite a bit of times, I'm still always confused how the hands are configured, but yeah, you just want to have it like this, as you can see right here. Just push this in and then push that in, and there's a tab right here that'll go into not the slot on the left, but the one on the right, the one that's more straight looking. And just want to put that in right there. It'll fit nice and gently. And then, yeah, just leave that like that for now. The next is bring all of this up and move this around. I think I forgot. I already forgot. Yep. I think it goes in like that. And there we go. Push it a little more, and that should do it. Swivel this around. That down and close that up. There we go. So now we got the forearms done. That was probably the hardest part. So yeah, then after that, just bring up this piece right here. Then you're just going to swivel it around like that, and then bring this all up like that. Yeah, it's quite a fiddly transformation. Here, let me stop a sec just so I can reconvene and figure out where things go next. Alright, so what you want to do here is, yeah, you just have the gorilla head sticking up, and then move this all around right here. There'll be just enough clearance for that, and then after that, you just want to push down this area right here, and then, yeah, now you got the open chest cavity, so you got the gorilla head, the robot head. So you just want to push this up and swivel it around. So you might want to move this up like here, and then push this back right in. Close this up. I think it has to go in like this. Yeah, like that. Then you can close that, and then finally just bring this back right here. And then you're just going to bring down this piece. There's a slot right here that goes, or this tab right here that goes in the slot. And I'll spin down and tab it nice and snugly. And I think that should do it for the transformation. So, whew, we got through that one. But once you got that all completed, there you guys have Apelinq in his robot mode, which we never saw in the movie, but still cool nonetheless. And yeah, so here it is, and it's pretty much what we'd expect from an Apelinq robot mode, honestly. But yeah, anyways, let's take a close-up look here at the head sculpt. Really nice. It's actually more accurate to Optimus Primal's head sculpt from the movie than the actual Studio Series one is, because that one has a mouth. We did see him briefly in the movie with the mouth, but the toy has it more kind of like his classic Beast Wars design, you know, where he kind of has like the G1 Optimus Prime look, just with a little mouth in the center. That's the route they went with the Studio Series leader, but that's obviously not accurate to the movie, because most of the time he had this similar looking mouth plate, and they, you know, Hasbro finally gave us that, but with, you know, the wrong character. But still cool. I mean, excuse me. In order for you to use this head for Optimus Primal, you'd have to customize it a bit, because he has the same orange eyes we saw from alt mode, and, you know, a lot more light gray, so it won't exactly work if you swap the heads, but you know, still cool we have the sculpt. And yeah, and this guy, he doesn't have the faction logo on his chest, this is where it was on Primal. It was tampographed right there, probably because, you know, he's got the one on his shoulder. But yeah, still nice. I like the feet. Here's the back. You know, there's a little backpack here, but I'd say it's pretty clean. I like that kind of hunched over look that they sort of gave Primal / Apelinq in the movie. Well, we didn't see it for Apelinq, but for this particular robot design. So yeah, articulation, it's the same as with Primal's robot mode. You know, bullet joint right up here at the head. Can look up just about that much and down that far. Shoulders on a 360-degree swivel. Shoulders, again, you can move the shoulder pads and you can move it out really far. Let's see, bicep swivel, bend at the elbow. It does have a swivel here at the wrist, and a similar, obviously these aren't the same hands as the alt mode. These ones are, you know, more kind of robot-like, but it's the same points of posability. Nothing for the thumb, but you know, you got the index and middle finger on one joint, and then the ring and pinky fingers on another joint. So, you know, you could always give you a piece, even though it's supposed to be like this, not like that. But, or the iconic, you know, Optimus Prime thing or whatever, where he's just like doing that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh shoot! I forgot. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is his waist not moving? I completely forgot one step. Oh no, Jaws! You call yourself a professional toy reviewer? Then why didn't you remember? Okay, look, mistakes. We make mistakes, all right. I've been doing reviews for like over 8 years now, and even I can still make mistakes. So, yeah, the last step of the transformation. I know it's a bit late, and it's kind of more of a better late than never sort of thing. But you just want to swivel the gorilla abdomen right up here, and then you can bring this down. And I'll just hook it right there. I think, maybe, hopefully. Please. There's gonna be like hundreds of people watching this. Come on. There we go. Now we're done with the transformation, I guess. So, there we go. A little more detail to show off. Anyways, so back to the articulation. Waist does swivel, nice and cleanly. Legs can kick up this far, and then they can go back that far. It's kind of angled a little bit because, of his butt plate. And then the legs can do the splits outwards that much. Does have a thigh swivel, bend at the knee, ankle pivots, and the feet can rock back and forth. So that's pretty freaking sweet. And that's it for the articulation on this guy. Pretty neat. I like it. So yeah, accessories. Excuse me again. I got his little daggers right here, the ones we saw before, and the instructions show again. You can combine the two chain links and then these, and kind of come up with something. But I'm not going to bother doing that because that's going to take forever. And whatever I come up with, it ain't going to look too fun. So we'll just stick to this for right now. So there you go. So yeah, now anyways, for the robot mode size comparisons, areas with Razor, who's another maximal, the only other maximal aside from him, from them both dying, is that they both didn't, transform in the movie at any point. Here he is with Rhinox. Won't stand up properly, at least. There we go. Here he is with Cheetor. And last but not least, here he is with Optimus Primal, who in the midst of transformation I slightly broke. Okay, well, not really, just slightly, but this piece right here, as you can see, I was trying to move this around, and then this snapped off. At first I'm like, oh no, first it's like, okay, maybe it's the shoulder pad came off, but then I looked, I'm like, oh no. As you can see right here, that's part of the mushroom peg right there. There's the other part. So yeah, now I'm just gonna have to go on eBay and see if I can find a new arm or something. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna have to drop another $55 for another one. But luckily, it ain't too bad because I could just tab this right in. If I need to transform this guy, I can just take this off and do it. So, it's not the end of the world, honestly. I'll just, have to make sure there's a point where this, the tab here doesn't get loose, and then I really can't use that. But, yeah, here's the two in their robot modes. Let's get, a little 360-degree comparison of the two. So, yeah, that's pretty much it there for the robot mode size comparisons. And of course, since this is a Studio Series review, we gotta look at the backdrop. So here it is. And yeah, this is supposed to be the planet from the opening of the movie, although it kind of looks more like the jungle in Peru or whatever, like more so than it does that planet. Just to feel how close they made it. I mean, doesn't it? If you saw the movie, doesn't this kind of look like in the scene where you have Primal swinging through the trees, or Rhinox and Cheetor storming right through? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But anyways, yeah, you got Generations, Rise of the Beasts, 118 Studio Series, Transformers. And yeah, so of course you can place Apelinq right here, although I think it's more fitting to have him in his gorilla mode because one, that's the only mode we saw him in the movie. And two, it's in the jungle, so it makes more sense for him to be in his gorilla form than as a robot. But yeah, there's that, just for those who want to see it. And there you guys have my review for the Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Rise of the Beasts Apelinq. And he's a pretty good figure. I mean, he's just nothing great, nothing spectacular, but You know, I really love the silver paint and the light gray and everything. I think that looks really nice. The alt mode, the head sculpt for the gorilla, fantastic, just like with Primal. The legs are, I mean, you know, there had to be a sacrifice somewhere, obviously. And then transformation. It's, yeah, like I said before, it's a real pain in the you-know-where. It's just, you know, especially with the arms, you know, like flipping out the hands, and, you know, I ran into that problem, like, probably for the worst with Primal there, because, you know, I broke his shoulder pad, you know, or not shoulder pad, his forearm pad. Shows you how much I care for you guys, you know, I'm sacrificing my figures just to just have them transformed for you guys on here. But once you get through that whole obstacle, the robot mode does look really nice, pretty clean. I mean, some areas it's like, okay, you know, they could have added more, like, you know, obviously now the center of his chest lacks the Maximal logo, even though it's indented right there, as you can see. But, you know, but still, pretty nice. And I do like his, you know, range of accessories. I mean, it's not really much different from what we got with Primal, except, you know, he's now got these, like, daggers instead of swords, and then he doesn't have Optimus Prime's axe anymore, so. But, you know, still pretty cool. And I highly recommend, you know, if you want to complete your Rise of the Beast cast. So, yeah, so anyways, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more, and comment down below what you guys think of this figure. So, anyways, guys, as always, till all, R1.